Okay, so I've just finished up this bed, just in between the two doorways. I have not finished the other side there, but I made some changes based on some observations I've made over the years. So I had previously had Shenandoah switchgrass planted throughout here, and I think because of how the overhang from the garage is, they were not receiving enough moisture, enough rainwater falling onto them, so they were staying drier than they liked, and they weren't really achieving their full potential. Because I have two on the other side over there, one that's right under the corner that when there's a heavy rainfall just gets downpoured on, and it is the happiest, luscious plant you've ever seen. So I instead swapped the Shenandoah switchgrass for some Black Hawk's big blue stem, and I already had this. I had this planted on the berm in the fire pit garden, but because that berm is no longer necessary, we put it there as more of a privacy screen with a lot of tall grasses, but we have since built the privacy fence in between us and our neighbors, so yeah, the berm isn't really necessary. So I'm going to take out most of the tall grasses that are on that, and I have 3 of those over here, 3 of the Black Hawk big stems, right there and right there, and I'll have to double check, but they get quite tall, so they'll kind of fill out this space. And then right here is a Fireside 9-bark, and these are those Mystica penstemon that I grew from seed a few years ago, a little drift of those. And in front of that are a Veronica, and these 3 I decided to keep. I dug them up, removed the coconut coir liners that after a couple of years still had not broken down, and hopefully they will do better, because I have a couple others over here, jumping ahead a little bit, so right here and right here, where I did remove the coconut coir liners last year, and yeah, they have put on significantly more growth than the others. And then also a few of those white campanulas. I have 3 Alma Potchki asters in here. That's one of them. Helen von Stein lamb's ear. I have a couple of Culver's root that I transplanted from where I just did the deck garden area in that kind of holdover space that I had. These were 2 of the plants from there. They're lovely, and they are pollinator magnets. This is a drift of sedum. This is about the only place that I can successfully grow sedum because the deer do not get to them up here. The Robustissima anemones. And then this is an emerald green arborvitae. They get 10 to 15 foot tall, 3 to 4 feet wide, so it'll eventually take up this small area and reach, above the garage, but it'll be a nice bit of evergreen interest here. Also, as the grasses grow, I will keep the foliage up, so they'll kind of, block some of this white as well. And I got these at the flea market, these window frames, and I think I'm close. I think I'm onto something. These hooks were already here, so I just sort of threw them up on the wall there. But yeah, it needs something, and I think I'm headed in the right direction with these, and I'll just have to, head to more thrift stores and see if anything sparks my interest. Here's another of the Alma Potchki aster, the other one. And then I transplanted a spilled wine Weigela from the fire pit garden over here, and this is actually about to bloom quite soon, so that'll be nice. And I didn't mention, these are echinaceas. I don't know that these are going to stay because they are likely going to be orange or yellow. I think they are the Cheyenne Spirit mix, and I think that that's kind of the range that they give, maybe some reds as well, and that's really not going to play well in this. This is going to be a lot of soft pinks, whites, dark pinks, and wine colors. So yeah, I think that the echinaceas will eventually be yanked out and probably swapped with a different color echinacea, like a powwow wildberry would look really nice. I didn't mention this is a raspberry wine Monarda. This one's been here for a few years and it got quite trampled early in the year from the chickens. That's why I had that fence up around here to keep them from trampling anything else. They like to dirt bath back here. So it's not quite as big as its counterpart on the other side. Let me show that one. I mean, this one is enormous, but these ones are quite lovely and I do not have an issue with powdery mildew with them either. So actually the other one on the other side will probably divide here pretty quick. So that is how this portion of the courtyard garden is looking so far. I think I've mentioned before, this is an area that I really kind of struggle with, so hopefully I'm headed in the right direction with the way that I want it to look. But thank you for joining me today, and we'll see you in the next video.